I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I want to talk with you today about something that really annoys me. It should annoy you too, but let me just explain. I work with people day in and day out who make a critical mistake with their career. And that mistake is treating it as though they can lurch from looking for a job 1 year to 3 years later looking for another job and not having done anything in the middle. Now, this may sound goofy to you, but hear me out. It would be so much easier for folks if they treated their careers as having value and did things between cycles of changing jobs to prepare for that job change. Now, I remember in 2007, I was home one day and it happened to be the day that the term subprime mortgage was used on CNN heavily for the first time as the crisis started to unfold. And I started to warn people at that time that they needed to put their networks in place proactively because we were going to learn a lot more about subprime mortgages over the next 12 to 24 months. I was more right than I could have imagined. Now, did people go out and start building networks at that time? No. Did I do things along those lines? Not as much as I could have, but I tried because I understood that things were going to change and I had to have a network in place to ride me through what I knew was going to be a tough time. Not as tough as it turned out, but a really tough time. You need to not lurch from one job change to another and say, oh my God, I got to build a network each time. You need to be working on your brand and on your network consistently. So people think of you. Recruiters are reaching out to you. You're seen as a subject matter expert all the time, not every 3 years, not every job change or however long that may wind up being, but all the time, so that you are a go-to person in your field. I don't care what field it is. You can make all the excuses in the world, but there are people who are seen as experts in low-level jobs who firms will reach out to because they've learned something about that person. You can be doing that for yourself. And since no one's ever going to look out for you as much as you do, you need to spend as much time looking out for yourself as the board of your big company does when they look out for its firm's financial interests. So think of yourself as being the board member of your organization. Think of yourself as having board members who report into you, and those board members are your family. Do you want them to worry? Do you want them to have concerns about the viability of your enterprise if the economy suddenly goes sour? Of course not. You need to act all the time, consistently be doing things to position yourself so that if you want to leave a group that you're working for and transfer internally, people are dying to hire you. I was talking to a guy yesterday working for a large technology firm. And he had a successful track record there until one day the firm hired someone he did not describe in favorable terms. Other departments within the organization clamored to get him. He chose an option only to have it later taken over by that same person he didn't have a lot of affection for when his hiring manager left for another opportunity. He's now in a position where he now has to go outside his firm in order to advance. And people know him. So vendors to his firm are starting to clamor to hire him because they hold him in high regard. You should be in a position like he is, where firms want to hire you because they know you. Put yourself in the position to be found, not just simply whenever you're changing jobs, but all the time. Get active. Get involved with groups locally for your field. Get involved with the Chamber of Commerce. Do stuff. Just get yourself out there. This is Jeff Altman. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did and you're watching on YouTube, share it, leave a comment, click the like button. But just do something that lets people know that it was worthwhile. I also want to encourage you to come over to my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and go exploring. There's lots of great content there to help you with your job search, including podcasts on my radio show, Job Search Radio, and No BS Job Search Advice Radio that you can listen to through the site. You can also post your resume to a lot of places there, search positions I'm recruiting for, a lot of good content to help you at thebiggamehunter.us. So go over there and go exploring. A few final things. First of all, if your firm's trying to hire someone, I want to help it staff positions well. So send me an email at the address below, below. Let me know who to contact and whether I should mention your name. I'd love to help your firm staff positions. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, send me a connection request at linkedin.com/IN/TheBigGameHunter. I accept connection requests from people worldwide. And use my email address that I mentioned is down below to connect with me. That'll save you an email to do that. Finally, if you have a question about job hunting, you're not alone. Everyone does. The problem is people ask the wrong people for advice about what to do and how they should go about doing it. They ask their friends, they ask a manager, people who are not experts in their field to get advice. And sometimes it works. More often than not, it's useless. So instead of asking amateurs about what to do, contact me through liveperson.com. That's LIVE person.com, where I'm a job search and career coaching expert. And get good answers to your questions. It can be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars in your career. To get a bad answer where you miss out on an opportunity, or you mistime something, where someone winds up in a position where you get turned down because you got bad advice. So reach out to me through liveperson.com. I'd be happy to answer your questions. This is Jeff Altman. Hope you have a great day. Take care.